I guess busking to me is another way to connect with people through music that just has always been a really positive experience. Hi. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. Have a good day. I personally believe that music is a lot more than performance on a stage, and that it's something that people have connected over and been moved by since the beginning of time. And so being able to play on the lake walk in front of a beautiful lake on a beautiful day and play for little kids. You rarely meet a kid that isn't like dancing when they hear music, and I think that's a really big deal. I do think it's like a fun way to contribute to the beauty of Duluth and the beauty of someone's day. I love busking. I personally wish that everybody tried it, because I think people feel like it would be awkward or it'd be weird, but it's actually just super joyful. Like, it's super fun. I mean, it kind of restores your faith in humanity.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
There's so many people to thank tonight. This EP was a lot of fun to make, and just this whole year has been a crazy, fun ride. So thank you for all of your guys' support, and I'm so glad you're here. This is Alan Sparhawk, you guys. He probably didn't realize, well, maybe he did realize, the looping pedal was his suggestion to me, and I'm very grateful for it. So every time I release a new album, I'm like, holy cow, what if I hadn't met Alan Sparhawk? This would be crazy. So. I owe Alan like a ton. He 100% has shaped what I do now, just by opening my eyes to new things, you know, like the idea of the looping pedal. I had never heard of a looping pedal. I had no idea what that was or how to use it or anything, and just this intangible of like meeting someone so creative and getting to know them. I mean, it has to be at least partly responsible for why I started writing songs.
When we're on stage, it's very much a collaboration. In fact, more and more, it's actually me backing her up, because she has songs and I have to concentrate very hard sometimes to make sure that I play them well.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that because they're good songs and she means business.
What do you see with your eyes, baby? The vision you paint is so bleak. Has the world drained out all of your color? Do you find only that which you seek? 'Cause I see it too, just different than you, but I see it too.
When the music comes out, it's so pure, it's so honest, and it just goes into you, and immediately that first question, perhaps, that inevitably people are going to have dissipates, or at least maybe is answered.
Just different than you, but I hear it too. I mean, I don't know why I started writing songs, but I hadn't written one till I met him. And then when I met him, I wrote like 5, like right away. And like we started playing together, and all of a sudden I just started writing these songs. And I am very grateful to him for not shutting me down at any point. 'cause I feel it too, just different than you, but I feel it too. We had a show where we did a live film, and then the next week we played at Beaner's. And I remember very nervously, like my heart is pounding, saying to him during practice, you know, I wrote a song, do you want to hear it? And I sang it to him, and he's like, that's really good. You should do that tomorrow. And so I did. And with his encouragement and like not like squashing my creativity. And then all of a sudden I wrote another song, and every time I would show him, I get the same like knot in my stomach, and he would be like, that's really good. And then we would do it. And so I'm just really grateful for that. I pray that I meet you in heaven when both of our blinders are gone. And I hope it turns out we were singing two harmonies of the same song. Thanks. Good job, MNG. And then let's try A one more time. I really enjoy it. It keeps me connected to the point of music, I think, which is to just like explore and have fun and learn and get better at something. But I think one thing that I've tried to remember the whole time is that every student is doing it for a little bit of a different reason. And yeah, you don't want to squash their enthusiasm or their sense of like confidence. And so I sometimes probably come off as like being less strict, but there's a reason to it. It's very conscientious. Wait, one quick thing. Remember the counting on that? The C, B, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. My main goal is that they don't quit playing, basically. They don't know that. You know, my little kids think that I have other goals, but in reality, I really want them to just like continue to play music. My focus on technique is kind of like as much as they can handle at that time, and then I kind of back off when you start feeling the resistance of like, this is starting to make me not want to play. Do you want to try just that measure real quick? Or you guys can do the same line together, I guess. But my personal belief is that my parents never forced me to practice, and it never became a negative thing. And so when I finally got to the place where I really wanted to get better, I was the one that initiated the practicing, and I practiced all the time. But it was never a battle of wills between my parents and I appreciate that. Good job. So why don't we start just right here to the end? Because guess what was not quite high enough? But you did good otherwise, and you have the rhythm really well. Teaching has allowed me to develop some really neat relationships that I wouldn't have. Just really fun to see the light bulbs go off, like when somebody gets something for the first time. And then the biggest thing that I wasn't expecting to learn is just being connected to the idea of music as bigger than performance. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Some of my students are little kids, and you can't squash their courage, but then also some of my students are older adults that never intend to perform, and they just really like it, and it provides them with like a deep sense of satisfaction, and it has nothing to do with performance. And so I think you could equate music to what I do and performing, but it's way, way more than that. And so teaching really keeps me grounded in that reality. There's so many different reasons people pursue it, and they're all valid, you know. Good job.
And here at the Kennedy Center, we embody President John F. Kennedy's commitment to equality for everyone in our society. So help me in welcoming to the stage today our performers, the Murder of Crows.
She has processed what's going to go on stage so much by the time we go on stage that I have no worries. I just know that she has thought this through, and she has worried, and she has worked and practiced and thought about this so much that everything's going to go fine.
It's pretty exciting to be here on the anniversary of the ADA, the golden birthday, actually. So thank you to everybody who does what they do to make sure people with disabilities can celebrate in our society equally. I guess if I'm at a festival performing for a disability pride thing, and people are inspired by that, that's cool with me. Especially if they have a disability too, and you see like, so I'm not the only person that thinks that this is possible. You know what I mean?
Why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly round and round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be. You make me feel like a bird in the sky, fly round and round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be.
I like Bird. It's pretty funny, and at first I thought it was a little sing-songy and chirpy, but I actually really look forward to it in the set because it's sort of it's a nice challenge, and I like the harmonic movement of it, and I like when we sing together and sort of singing two different things, but it's sort of like a round. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings. Bird, why do you sing? Fate has clipped your wings.
You make me feel like a bird.
Why do you
Fly round and round and I can't fall down. You make me feel so.
The violin in The Murder of Crows is very central to the music. It's not a color instrument. It's not like accompaniment. It's like what the music is with the support from the guitar.
You make me feel so free, like I just came awake, not afraid to be.
She is taking the long way around some very monolithic, very, very typical obstacles in music, you know? Like, okay, well, you can't have a song that's just a loop on a violin and then sing to it. That's crazy. Well, how are you gonna do that? And she figured it out. She figured it out in a very simple and beautiful way. You know, and when you see someone do that, that's golden.
Her solo stuff and her looping and her work with Al, that's all it keeps getting fine-tuned more and more. But going back to when I first met her, she's just got this swing in her and this jazz element, and the thing that you saw with me and Vaco, that was just improv. We didn't practice that. It was, hey, do you want to do this? Oh yeah, I know that song.
On salted sea, you know, Gaelynn.
She's got such a good ear. A lot of violin players do, just because no frets. They have to hear all the notes and find them without frets, and I think that leads to usually good improv.
We've just like kind of jammed over the years. Jason is like one of the most upbeat and supportive people in the music world that I've ever met, and so just to be able to sit in with them is always really fun. So I know I like wax poetic about Alan Sparhawk because it was for sure like hands down the most like musically influential thing that's ever happened to me is playing with him. But everybody I've played with in addition to Alan is like a different piece of joy in the music puzzle. Okay, so this is back to my waltz favorites. Every other song is a waltz. Not really, but almost. It's been fun to meet Alan Church at this point because now when we jam, he can do whatever he wants, like color-wise. He loops a lot too, and he has all these effects pedals, and so it's just like playing. It's like we play. We went to the same high school, and he played in a talent show with me. I backed him up on Eleanor Rigby with a couple of my orchestra friends, but that's about all we knew. And then we'd see each other like every few years in college. Like, we didn't go to the same school, but I would see him in Minneapolis, and he was always super nice, and that's all I really knew about him. I think we'll probably end up doing more stuff in the future, and we have a lot of musical chemistry. That's what's fun about music. Like, Paul shares me, I guess, in some ways with these other people, but it's just like a creative chemistry that's neat because it's not limited to one person.
Those are some of the best people I'd like to have in my corner. They're all respectful people that I admire, so they've led her to things too, you know, to play the way she plays. Like, that is a combination of all that, and they've really been in full support of everything. So yeah, I wish everybody had that, you know.
He's hilarious and he's adventuresome. Like, I think I've thought about this a lot, that one of the coolest parts about this relationship that neither of us saw coming was the fact that we're both like, yes, let's go leave and do this crazy thing for a year or maybe 10 years.
It's kind of weird, it's surreal. Like, you think about things that are going to happen, like you're selling your house, but then it happens, and it hasn't really, I guess it's sunk in a little bit, but not like I thought it would.
Unless we hate it, and even if we do hate it, we might have to do it till April. Like, we have things scheduled that are like coming together for January and February, but the January-February tour is going over to New York and New Jersey and stuff, but then down, and then the rest of the winter we get to be in the South, which will be pretty cool. Lack of sleep, the worst thing.
I think we're both crazy. It's not one, I think we're both in the same boat, and it's a crazy boat, and we don't really know how the waves are going to work out, but I think we got good ideas, and we kind of have a lot of help with friends, and like I said, friends, family, and people that we've met also.
So, Paul, how are you?
Good. We've been together, now it's been over 10 years. I think she's just become like my best friend.
I don't think a lot of people have a partner that would be willing to, and that's okay, but for me, there's no other way I could do it without him. And it's not like a guilt thing. He's like actually the kind of person that like enjoys this kind of nomad lifestyle.
This is like a big kind of a test to see how, if we can do this, you know, and if it goes smoothly, yeah, maybe we'll do it in the future, and maybe not, I don't know, but for sure we'll be back here. This is our home.
I've known Gaelynn since she was an actor performing in theater groups when she was just a little kid. And now she's a grown woman and she's got her own business and she's doing very well and she's extremely talented and she's just an inspiration to people with disabilities that you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Without further ado, Gaelynn Lea.
Thanks. Aw, thanks. Thank you. Sweet. I'm excited to be back here. This is such a cool organization and an awesome expo.
This event is the Empowerment Expo, and it's sponsored by North Country Independent Living. I'm the director, John Nosane.
This is called Let It Go, and it's a song I wrote about being in the present moment.
Everybody that's a person with a disability, sooner or later you're going to have to advocate for yourself. That's just the world we live in. So we like to teach self-advocacy skills, and we're real big on self-help.
If what I share can help make it easier for someone else to not have to like fight so hard to like get the services they need or the respect that they need or the jobs that they need, then that's cool, because not everybody has the temperament to always have to be advocating.
For her to just go out there and bravely take on the challenges that we're all a little bit afraid of. It's very impressive, and anyone who knows her knows that.
I feel like we're all here for a reason. That's my personal belief. And so if I can like help bring people together towards like awareness of that issue, or for music, I see music as like the way of expressing and bringing people together over something beautiful. That's like my purpose of like, you know, to add to the beauty in the world. If you get to do that, that's a big honor, I think. So that's, so far, it's been very fun. Yeah. Thank you, thanks. This next tune, you've probably heard it by now. It's the one that I entered in a Tiny Desk contest. It's called Someday We'll Linger in the Sun. Yeah, thanks. The Tiny Desk wasn't something, I mean, I had heard of the concerts. I had listened to some of those on podcasts, and it was a cool show, and I liked it a lot, but I didn't know about the contest. And so 2 of my fiddle students and my friend Leah told me about it. The friend who told me about it ended up taping it with me because I could not find a videographer to save my life. We did it on my phone. I feel very lucky, and I think anyone who believes that they get somewhere on their own merit only is like lying to themselves.
I think people just are hearing her songs, and they're beautiful, and they're memorable, and they're catchy, and all those things combined make her just kind of pop right out now.
The contest was just like this rocket fuel that like sent it out, but without all those other things leading up to it, I wouldn't have been ready or had the same music written or any of those things. So it all kind of just is this long trail, and then it kind of shot up.
Our love's a complex vintage wine, all rotted leaves and lemon rind. I spit you out, but now you're mine. We bit the fruit, it seemed a lie. I'll never know which way was right. Now side by side, we face my night. And I love you.
Well, she's been an inspiration and a reassurance. I think when you see someone who dives into something, puts their heart and soul into it, puts the work into it, that's what creative people are trying to give each other. You're trying to give each other moments where like, see, you can do this. And that's what she does. She is, see, you can do this. And that makes you say that about everything that you're doing.
And I love you. Don't tell me we've got time. The subtle thief of life, it slips away when we pay no mind. We pulled the weeds out till the dawn, nearly too tired to carry on. Someday we'll linger in the sun. And I love you. And I love you.
People talk a lot about romantic stuff too, and there's that, but I think being really good, like best friends, literally, I couldn't imagine anybody else like that.
I mean, people tell me why it won, but honestly, there were so many good entries. out of respect for like everybody else who would have dropped everything also insured. I think it's really important that we see what will happen. There's no way that a lot of the things that have happened since then would have happened if I hadn't won. And I know that, and Paul knows that, and I think we just want to do the best we can with this awesome opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Pushing up through the dirt just like a seed, but you're never quite a flower. You feel more just like a weed. Driving through. You want to know where you are going, but the windshield's always dirty, and you never get to see what makes you think that you'll ever get there. What makes you think you deserve to know? Who are you really? Are you so important? Take a look around and watch the world unfold.